Hello, I'm Matt, and welcome to the second devlog for our space shooter roguelike game, Interstellar Plunderer. Since the previous devlog introducing our game, we've made a lot of changes as well as adding new features and a brand new level that sends players to no man's space, a ship graveyard swarming with pirates. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into the new content, I first want to talk about some of the smaller features and quality of life that we've added into the game. We have created an updated achievements menu. This allows players to view all of the achievements they've unlocked and are yet to complete, letting them set goals for future runs. It will also allow you to view the award from each achievement respectively. We've also been working on the event system. Before, events used to come and go with little reward, but now when an event ends, a chest will spawn with experience and plunder. We've also been developing more event variations, including a golden asteroid field variant, and enemy invasions from the other levels. Jumping into the upgrade selection, we wanted to help the player have more control over their choices when they unlock more cards for the runs, so we added a reroll system. The player will start with a reroll each run after unlocking 12 cards for achievements, and gain an extra reroll for each 10 levels they achieve in an individual run. We've also added a host of new upgrades to the roster, such as missile launcher, auxiliary fire, and a new personal favourite of mine, bullet bounce. The last small change we made was the creation of a startup screen that mimics a sort of old arcade cabinet feel, something that I absolutely insisted on having. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, let's talk about the new level that we've added to the game. As teased in the previous devlog, we have created a desolate ship graveyard filled with pirates, a level we've named No Man's Space, which is also the home of our new gigantic boss, the Flying Spaceman. Starting with the general level design, I created this dark red and cyan nebula with various random scrap parts flying in the background, as well as 5 new enemy types to encounter. First of these new enemies are the pirate ships, a fairly self-explanatory enemy that does strafing runs across the screen. Next, there's the Cyber Skull, which does an unpredictable swirly flight pattern while shooting projectiles at the player. The pirates also have these new environmental space mines that can be exploded to destroy nearby enemies, but will also explode on your ship if you're not careful. The most unusual enemy of this stage is the Quadrupus, which, much like the inferior octopus, moves in short dashes with a brief charge up. These enemies are high priority targets, however, as when they have reached their target destination, they start rapidly blasting. My personal favourite enemy on this level, however, is this guy, the Rocket Shark, which launches itself at 1,000,000 miles per hour at the player after a short startup animation. Also, a side note, it's definitely a shark, despite the fact I gave it a dolphin tail. It was a stylistic choice, not a mistake! Once you finally beat past all of the regular enemies, you can reach the climax, where you will encounter the Flying Spaceman, a behemoth of a ship that is coated by impenetrable armor. Luckily for the player, however, there are plenty of holes in its defense to take advantage of, which will damage the boss. The boss won't give itself up easy though. It will start by doing strafing runs, switching between its cannon and flamethrower sides. To top it off, it will send in the Scurvy Dogs, which are enemies that will track the player and can only be destroyed by attacks from the main boss. The number of these enemies will increase in volume based on how far into the run you are as well. To end the fight, the boss switches to its frontal laser, and will begin charging an undodgeable attack. The laser can be delayed by shooting one of the 4 weak points at the front of the boss. During this phase, the boss will continue shooting at you to make it more difficult, but once the final weak spot is broken, the boss will explode and send you through to the next level. I really wanted this boss to feel like it dwarfs the player in its sheer size, to feel different to the other bosses we've created, which are more nimble and have a lot of faster movements. On top of the new level, we also have a set of new music created to accompany each boss fight. Here, take a listen. These songs are a welcome addition to the game's soundtrack, and should round off the music we need before the game's launch. As with the previous devlog, we still have a lot more to add before we launch the game, such as new ships and events, which will likely be the focus of the next video I make. We are still unsure as to an exact release date for the Android version of the game, but with the way that playtesting has been going, we are fairly confident that it will be coming in the first half of this new year. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any ideas or have an Android phone and would like potential playtesting access to the game, then we have a Discord below where we would love to hear what you thought. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the last few clips accompanied by our original soundtrack composed by the very talented Mental Cacao. Link to their commissions page down below.